6 numbers to win big lottery. Jackpot on Wednesday, the 6th of August 2025. Have you ever wondered why some numbers seem to follow you around, appearing on clocks, receipts, or even in your dreams? What if those numbers weren't random at all, but messages, quiet signals, guiding you toward a moment of change, of insight, or even a stroke of luck? In today's video, we're not just picking lottery numbers, we're exploring 6 deeply symbolic numbers that hold powerful energy as we approach Wednesday, August 6th, 2025. Whether you believe in numerology, spiritual alignment, or simply enjoy a mindful approach to life, these numbers are more than digits, they are invitations. Each one carries a story, a vibration, a lesson, and perhaps a little fortune. So, as we journey through these 6 numbers, I invite you to look beyond the surface. Reflect on what resonates. You might just discover that the real jackpot isn't found in the ticket, but in the clarity, alignment, and wisdom you gain along the way. Let's begin. 1. Number 7. The Seeker. The number 7 is often called the number of the seeker, one who looks beyond the surface of things and is drawn toward truth, wisdom, and deeper understanding. In many spiritual traditions, including Buddhism, the journey inward is seen not as escapism, but as the most profound act of courage, the willingness to meet yourself honestly. Number 7 carries the energy of introspection, spiritual growth, and insight. It invites us to step away from the constant noise of daily life and reconnect with our inner compass. As we grow older, especially between the ages of 30 and 65, we often begin to ask questions that go beyond career and material success. We ask, is this really what I want? Or, what brings me peace? This is the essence of the seeker's path. In modern life, surrounded by distractions and external expectations, it's easy to lose touch with our intuition. That's why it's so important to intentionally create space for stillness and reflection. As the Buddha taught, peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. Just like a lake becomes clear only when its surface is still, our own clarity emerges when we slow down. When aligned with the energy of 7, your decisions are no longer based on fear or pressure, but on wisdom that arises from quiet contemplation. Use this time to journal, take mindful walks in nature, or simply sit in silence. These small acts reconnect you with your truth. A helpful reminder from Lao Tzu is, at the center of your being, you have the answer. You know who you are, and you know what you want. When you trust that, life begins to flow with more ease and authenticity. So as you move through this phase of life, remember that seeking doesn't always mean finding something new. It often means uncovering what's always been within. 2. Number 3. The Creative Communicator. Let's talk about the number 3, often called the Creative Communicator. If you're someone who feels a natural pull toward joy, expression, and sharing your inner world with others, this number might be quietly guiding you already. It's all about creativity, self-expression, and the courage to live as your authentic self. When we speak from the heart, when we allow our creativity to flow through writing, music, painting, or simply meaningful conversations, we not only bring joy to others, but we also feel more alive, more connected. The number 3 is deeply symbolic, tied to the sacred triad, mind, body, and spirit, reminding us that when these 3 are in harmony, our true self shines. It's also associated with Jupiter, the planet of expansion, which tells us that joy and creativity have the power to grow our lives in amazing ways, not just spiritually, but also in success and wealth. Think about it. When was the last time you truly expressed yourself without fear of judgment? What happened when you did? There's a short story I want to share with you. A young woman named Jessica from Austin, Texas, had always loved writing stories, but she tucked them away, thinking it was just a hobby. Then one day, while reading about numerology and the energy of number 3, something clicked. She realized that her joy was in storytelling. She started a small blog, pouring her creativity into each post. Fast forward 2 years, her blog turned into a thriving business with a strong community, brand partnerships, and even a published book. What shifted? She stopped hiding and started creating with intention. She let joy guide her, and the universe responded. So, ask yourself, what's one small way you can speak your truth or create joyfully today? Could it be picking up a paintbrush, writing a few honest sentences, or calling someone just to connect from the heart? When you follow the energy of the number 3, you're not just being creative, you're aligning with a force that expands both your inner peace and your outer success. The lesson here is simple but powerful. Don't hold back your voice. When you live with joy and authenticity, you attract abundance naturally. Let your light shine, it's more valuable than you think. 3. Number 4. The Builder. Imagine for a moment that you're laying the foundation of a house, not just any house, but a sanctuary where your dreams live, where your peace thrives, and where your future feels safe and grounded. That's the energy of the number 4, often called the Builder. This number isn't about overnight success or flashy wins. Instead, it whispers a deeper wisdom that true rewards come from patience, discipline, and unwavering effort. Number 4 carries the theme of stability, resilience, and long-term growth. It asks you to slow down, take one step at a time, and build something that will last not just in this lottery draw, but in life itself. Have you ever felt like giving up when things move too slowly? That's when the spirit of the 4 comes in, reminding you that steady hands and a calm mind create unshakable results. In Buddhist wisdom, the Buddha said, "Endurance is one of the most difficult disciplines, but final victory comes to the one who endures." This isn't just about waiting, it's about acting consistently, even when the results aren't immediate. The number 4 is also symbolically linked to Saturn, the planet of karma and time, and to the 4 classical elements: earth for grounding, water for adaptability, fire for passion, and air for clarity. Think of how these forces must balance to create harmony in nature, and you'll see how they work in you too. What foundation are you building in your own life right now, and are you giving it the care and structure it needs to grow strong? In the context of Wednesday, August 6th, 2025, drawing the number 4 invites you to align with dependable energy, so take a breath, trust the process, and know that every small step you take is part of a larger path leading to abundance. After all, real fortune isn't just found in luck, it's built, brick by brick, with clarity, commitment, and heart. If you've watched this far, you're already one step closer to unlocking the winning numbers for the big lottery jackpot on Wednesday, the 6th of August, 2025. Comment below with "Journey to Wealth and Luck" to show you're ready to claim your fortune. Don't click away. There's more valuable insight ahead that could make all the difference. Stay until the end, and let's discover these lucky numbers together. 4. Number 26. The Harmonizer of Cycles. Number 26, often called the Harmonizer of Cycles, holds a unique vibration that gently urges us to walk the path between worldly ambition and the deeper wisdom of the soul. In a world where we are constantly pushed to chase success, this number reminds us that true achievement is not only about material gain, but about living in tune with the natural rhythms of life. When we move too fast or focus too narrowly on external goals, we risk losing connection with what truly matters: our inner peace, relationships, and sense of purpose. The number 26 is a subtle yet powerful nudge to pause and check if the direction we're taking aligns with our deeper values. It is not just a number, but a symbol of transformation and karmic resolution, recognized by mystics and spiritual teachers across time. As the Buddha once said, "Just as a candle cannot burn without fire, men cannot live without a spiritual life." This message reminds us that success without spiritual grounding may leave us feeling empty, no matter how much we achieve. So if you're tuning into this energy on Wednesday, August 6th, 2025, see it as an invitation to realign your actions with your deeper intentions. Are your goals feeding your ego or your soul? Are your efforts creating peace or only pressure? The energy of 26 supports those who are ready to rise, not with rush, but with clarity and purpose. Take a moment to reflect, not to criticize yourself, but to gently redirect your energy toward balance. Whether it's in your career, family, finances, or personal growth, let this number remind you that the richest life is one where ambition is guided by wisdom. As Lao Tzu wisely said, "He who knows that enough is enough will always have enough." When we embrace this truth, we free ourselves from the endless chase and begin to rise with grace. 5. Number 11. The Master Teacher. Let's talk about the powerful energy behind number 11, the Master Teacher. If you've ever felt a deep urge that there's more to life than what you see, hear, and touch, this number might be calling out to you. Number 11 is known as a master number, not just for its strength in numerology, but for its rare ability to connect the physical world with spiritual insight. It carries the theme of vision, intuition, and higher purpose, encouraging you to pause and really listen to your inner voice, that quiet guidance that often knows the way even when your mind is full of doubt. This number doesn't just show up by accident. It's often linked with moments of awakening, where a person gains sudden clarity or creative inspiration. Think of it like the moment you've been staring at a puzzle and suddenly everything clicks into place. A woman from Seattle once shared how she kept seeing the number 11 everywhere on street signs, phone numbers, and even page numbers in random books. At first, she brushed it off, but after a particularly emotional day at work, she sat quietly and began journaling. It was in that silence that she realized she had been ignoring her true passion, writing. She didn't quit her job the next day, but she started dedicating just 10 minutes each morning to write what was in her heart. A year later, her blog about mindfulness and healing had touched thousands of readers. That simple choice to follow the quiet voice inside changed her entire path. So let me ask you, what is your intuition telling you right now? Are there signs around you that you've been ignoring, moments when your gut speaks louder than your logic? The energy of number 11 is subtle but powerful. It's not about quick luck, but about alignment with your soul's deeper purpose. You don't need to have everything figured out, but you do need to pay attention. If you're moving into something new, feeling uncertain, or even just standing at a crossroads, don't overlook the guidance that might come from within. The universe often whispers through signs, patterns, and inner nudges. The lesson here is simple yet profound. When you tune into your intuition and align your actions with a higher purpose, success follows in unexpected ways. Even if it's not loud or dramatic, you might just discover something greater: clarity, peace, and the courage to become who you truly are. 6. Number 35. The Creative Transformer. Imagine this. You're standing on the edge of something big, something that could truly shift the direction of your life. And right now, we're going to talk about a number that holds a unique kind of energy. That number is 35, known as the Creative Transformer. This number isn't just a random digit in the lottery, it's a powerful symbol of adaptability, resilience, and inspired growth. Think of it like this. The number 3 brings the joy of creativity and communication, while the number 5 symbolizes freedom, adventure, and change. When combined, they form a synergy that speaks to transformation, yes, the kind that helps you rise after falling, reimagine after losing, and keep moving even when the path seems uncertain. Have you ever faced a moment where change felt scary, but deep down, you knew it was necessary? That's the energy of 35. It invites you to be flexible without losing your core, to pivot without panic, and to find power in growth rather than resistance. It's like the bamboo in the storm, bending, not breaking. The Buddha once said, "To live is to change. To be perfect is to have changed often." This wisdom encourages us to welcome change not as a threat but as a teacher. So ask yourself, what part of your life is asking you to evolve right now? How can you stay true to your values, even while the winds of change blow through your life? The number 35 serves as a guiding light, reminding you that while you can't control every twist and turn, you can choose how you respond, and that choice holds incredible power. As you look ahead to Wednesday, August 6th, 2025, keep this number close to your heart. Whether you're playing for the jackpot or just trying to find your next right step, the wisdom of 35 is here to show you that transformation isn't just possible, it's already unfolding within you. Now that you've explored the energy behind these 6 lucky numbers, take a moment to reflect. Do you feel the shift? If you're ready to turn insight into action, comment below with "I'm on the wealth and luck journey" to set your intention. Up next, we're diving into the 7 financial habits of 3 sustainably rich, real lessons from real lives that show how lasting wealth is built. Let's keep the momentum going. 7 financial habits of the sustainably rich. In today's world, everyone wants financial freedom, but there's a big difference between getting rich quickly and building lasting wealth. People who get rich fast often lose it just as fast because they lack a strong foundation. Meanwhile, those who build sustainable wealth don't just have money, they have wisdom, discipline, and a deep sense of contentment. This article will explore 7 financial habits that sustainably wealthy people practice quietly every day. These aren't shortcuts to get rich overnight, but rather a mindful and balanced path aligned with Buddhist values like awareness, moderation, and right effort. Number 1. They spend less than they earn. Truly, sustainably rich people live with a deep understanding of contentment, not as a form of limitation, but as freedom from the endless cycle of craving more. They spend less than they earn, not because they are stingy, but because they are intentional. Their choices reflect clarity, not deprivation. In a society where success is often measured by outward displays, the car we drive, the home we live in, the vacations we post online, these individuals stand quietly apart, grounded in the wisdom of knowing enough. As the Buddha wisely taught, contentment is the greatest wealth. This timeless insight reminds us that true prosperity begins not with accumulation, but with appreciation. Instead of chasing every promotion or buying things to fit in, sustainably rich people focus on building a secure, stable base. They have savings not just to shield themselves from uncertainty, but to give themselves the freedom to make choices from a place of calm, not desperation. Their lifestyle might look modest to some, but it is deeply intentional and filled with purpose. This discipline of living below their means is not just a financial habit, it is a spiritual practice of detachment from greed and comparison. As Lao Tzu once said, "He who knows that enough is enough will always have enough." In today's world, where digital advertising constantly tempts us to buy more and social media encourages endless comparison, it's easy to lose sight of what we truly need. But if we pause and ask ourselves, what is enough for me? And listen sincerely, we begin to reclaim our power. This habit is not about saying no to joy, it's about saying yes to lasting peace. Financial stability built on this principle brings quiet confidence. a sense of freedom that no luxury item can replace. When we know what is enough, we're no longer pulled in every direction by impulse or pressure. We begin to live not from lack, but from gratitude. So, take a moment to reflect. Where in your life are you chasing more when you already have enough? The path of sustainable wealth isn't paved with gold. It's built with wisdom, simplicity, and the courage to live on your own terms. Number 2, they invest rather than just save. Many people believe that saving money is enough, but those who are sustainably rich understand something deeper, that money left idle slowly loses its power. Simply keeping cash in a bank account without direction may feel safe, but over time, inflation quietly eats away at its value. That's why sustainably wealthy individuals go beyond just saving, they invest. They don't just park their money, they put it to work. Have you ever thought about whether your money is quietly resting or actively growing? Those who build long-term wealth look for ways to grow their financial resources by putting them into things that hold or increase value over time, like land, quality stocks, businesses that are ethical and future-focused, or even skills that improve their earning potential. They understand the principle that wealth is not built by hoarding, but by flowing like water. It must move to remain fresh and useful. By investing wisely, they create systems where money generates more money, even while they sleep. This doesn't mean they take reckless risks. In fact, they often prioritize sustainability and ethics in their choices, aiming to benefit not just themselves, but their communities and the planet. Ask yourself this: are you only saving for safety, or are you planting your financial seeds where they can grow and bear fruit? True financial freedom comes when your money supports your values and your future, instead of causing you stress or sitting still in fear. As Warren Buffett once said, "If you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die." These words aren't meant to alarm you, but to awaken a shift in mindset from passive to proactive. The sustainably rich aren't necessarily chasing high returns overnight. They are thinking long-term, looking at their investments like planting trees not just for shade today, but for fruit and shelter tomorrow. So here's the lesson: don't let your money sleep forever. Learn where it can grow, explore opportunities that align with your beliefs, and invest in what lasts. Whether it's gaining knowledge, buying into long-term assets, or supporting businesses that create real value, every wise investment today is a step toward a freer, more secure tomorrow. What will you do with what you have now? Number 3, they value financial education. One of the clearest signs of someone who is sustainably rich is their deep respect for financial education, not just in theory, but in practice. They don't blindly hand over all control of their money to someone else, even if they work with professionals. Instead, they take responsibility for understanding the basics of where their money is going, how it's growing, and what risks they are exposed to. This habit doesn't require a degree in finance, and they're not necessarily trying to become investment gurus, but they do make a conscious effort to stay informed. Why? Because they understand that money is not just about numbers, it's about decisions, discipline, and direction. Have you ever paused to ask yourself how much you really understand about your own financial life, and what would change if you knew more? The sustainably rich see knowledge as one of the safest and most rewarding assets, one that compounds over time just like interest. And unlike money, no one can steal or lose it for you. As Benjamin Franklin famously said, "An investment in knowledge pays the best interest." This habit is not about constantly watching the stock market or memorizing financial jargon, but about staying curious, reading books, asking questions, attending workshops, or simply tracking your own expenses and learning from your mistakes. This awareness builds confidence, and with confidence comes better decisions. In Buddhism, there's a powerful idea called panya, or wisdom, which grows through learning and experience. The Buddha said, Just as a candle cannot burn without fire, men cannot live without a spiritual life. We could also say that in today's world, your financial life cannot thrive without a foundation of financial understanding. It's easy to outsource everything to advisors, banks, apps, but the sustainably wealthy know that handing over control without understanding is a dangerous form of blindness. They choose to be awake. They ask questions. They read the fine print. They aren't driven by fear of missing out or quick returns. They are guided by wisdom and clarity. So the question becomes, how often are you investing in your own financial education? How much do you really understand about what happens to your money after you earn it? Remember, learning is a lifelong journey, and the more you grow in financial wisdom, the less likely you are to be fooled, trapped, or held back by money. In the long run, knowledge isn't just power, it's freedom. And those who walk the path of sustainable wealth never stop learning, because they know that wisdom is the one investment that always pays back in peace, confidence, and control. If this message about financial wisdom speaks to you, take a small but powerful step right now. Comment below with, "I choose wisdom over worry." It's a simple way to affirm your commitment to learning and staying in control of your financial journey, just like those who build lasting, sustainable wealth. Number 4. They manage emotions when making decisions. A key financial habit that sets the sustainably rich apart is their ability to manage emotions when making decisions, especially when it comes to money, and this is where many people unknowingly fall short. While it's normal to feel fear during market downturns or excitement when an investment looks promising, the difference lies in how we respond to those emotions. People who constantly struggle with money often act impulsively, buying out of fear of missing out or selling in panic during tough times. But the sustainably wealthy have developed the discipline to pause, reflect, and act with intention rather than react out of emotion. This calm and steady mindset doesn't come from luck, it's the result of inner work and awareness, much like the practice of mindfulness in Buddhism. The Buddha taught, "A disciplined mind brings happiness," and this holds true not only in spiritual life, but also in financial decisions. In modern life, we are constantly bombarded with emotional triggers, flashy ads, sudden economic news, peer pressure, and even family expectations. But those who maintain financial stability have learned to sit with their emotions, observe them without being ruled by them, and make decisions based on long-term clarity, not short-term highs and lows. They often follow structured plans, keep a financial buffer, and understand their own tendencies, whether it's the urge to overspend when stressed or chase quick returns when anxious about the future. Have you ever asked yourself how your emotions influence your money choices? It's a powerful question. Managing your emotions is like having a compass. When the sea gets rough, it won't stop the waves, but it keeps your direction steady. As Warren Buffett wisely said, "Be fearful when others are greedy, and greedy when others are fearful," reminding us that emotional control is not just wisdom, it's strategy. The sustainably rich cultivate a mindset of patience, not panic, awareness, not assumption. They don't let temporary feelings destroy long-term plans. So if you find yourself acting on impulse, take a moment to breathe. Let your emotions be present, but don't hand them the steering wheel. In the end, emotional intelligence is just as vital as financial literacy, and those who master both are not only rich in wealth, but also in peace. This practice of inner balance becomes their foundation, not just for financial decisions, but for life itself. Number 5. They create multiple streams of income. Another powerful financial habit of the sustainably rich is their commitment to building multiple streams of income. And this is not just a strategy for making more money. It's a mindset rooted in resilience and long-term thinking. Relying on a single paycheck, no matter how stable it seems, leaves you vulnerable to sudden changes, layoffs, company closures, economic shifts, and the sustainably wealthy understand this risk clearly. That's why, even when they have a solid full-time job, they look for other ways to earn. Renting out property, launching small businesses, doing freelance work, investing in dividend-generating assets, or even creating digital products that sell while they sleep. Have you ever asked yourself, if I lost my main income tomorrow, how would I cope? It's a tough but important question. People with sustainable wealth don't wait for a crisis to find the answer, they prepare in advance. As the saying goes, don't put all your eggs in one basket. And this wisdom applies perfectly to income as well. And while it might seem overwhelming to start something new, remember that you don't need to launch a business empire overnight. You can begin small, using your skills, interests, and spare time. The key is to develop habits that create income beyond just trading time for money. In Buddhist thought, the concept of right livelihood teaches us to earn our living in ways that are ethical, meaningful, and aligned with our values, and the sustainably rich often build income streams that reflect this, choosing ventures that not only profit but also serve others. They ask, what can I create, teach, or offer that's useful to someone else? From this mindset, opportunity begins to grow. And as these streams develop, they gain more than just money, they gain freedom. Freedom to choose how to spend their time, to weather financial storms, or to say no to unhealthy work environments. So here's the lesson. Depending on one source of income is like walking a tightrope with no safety net, but having multiple streams is like adding balance, flexibility, and protection to your financial life. You don't need to wait until everything is perfect. You can start learning, planning, and building today. What talents or resources do you have right now that could become a small stream in the future? Remember, wealth isn't just about how much you make, it's about how many doors you keep open. Number 6. They live with intention and discipline. Another defining habit of the sustainably rich is that they live with intention and discipline, not just in their finances, but in the way they approach their entire lives. They don't leave their financial future to chance or luck, nor do they wait for some external event to rescue them from financial uncertainty. Instead, they treat money management as a thoughtful, ongoing practice, almost like a daily meditation, quiet, conscious, and consistent. Every dollar they earn is given a purpose, and every financial choice is made with a clear understanding of its long-term impact. Have you ever taken a moment to ask yourself where your money is actually going and whether it's truly aligned with what you value most in life? The sustainably wealthy make this a regular practice. They set clear budgets that reflect both their current needs and future goals, whether that's buying a home, building a business, retiring early, or supporting causes that matter to them. They're not obsessed with money, they're simply aware, and they've built habits that keep them on track even when life gets busy or uncertain. As the Buddha taught, to enjoy good health, to bring true happiness to one's family, to bring peace to all, one must first discipline and control one's own mind. That same discipline applies to money. Without intentional thinking and self-awareness, it's easy to fall into patterns of waste, impulse, or emotional spending. In modern life, where convenience often tempts us to choose comfort over clarity, living with financial intention becomes a powerful act of self-respect. The sustainably rich schedule time to review their finances, reflect on their spending, and adjust their actions not once a year when taxes are due, but routinely, like a ritual. This commitment gives them peace of mind and a stronger sense of control, which is something money alone can't buy. They don't rely on willpower alone. They build systems that make discipline easier: automatic savings, expense trackers, financial check-ins with a partner or coach. And here's what's most inspiring. Their discipline doesn't feel like punishment. It feels like freedom, because it gives them the power to live life on their own terms. So ask yourself, are you living by design or by default? Are your daily financial habits truly supporting the future you say you want? Remember, wealth doesn't just grow through luck or income, it flourishes through consistency, mindfulness, and the courage to act with purpose. Number 7. They give back and cultivate good karma. One of the most quietly powerful habits of the sustainably rich, and perhaps the one least talked about, is their deep commitment to giving back and cultivating good karma. This isn't about flashy donations or making headlines. It's about an inner understanding that wealth is not just something to possess, but something to share. These individuals recognize that money is energy, and like all forms of energy, it flows best when it's not hoarded. They give because they see themselves not as owners of wealth, but as stewards of it, using their resources to support causes, uplift communities, and ease the suffering of others. And this generosity is not driven by guilt or ego, but by wisdom, the wisdom that what you give with a pure heart returns in forms far greater than dollars. The Buddha taught, "If you knew what I know about the power of giving, you would not let a single meal pass without sharing it." This is more than poetic advice. It's a reminder that giving, whether in the form of time, money, compassion, or effort, is one of the most effective ways to build spiritual and financial wealth. In today's world, where many are told to chase more and protect what they have, the sustainably rich move differently. They invest in others, they support meaningful projects, and they often credit their success not just to smart strategy, but to the unseen blessings that generosity brings. They've experienced how giving changes not only the receiver, but the giver, bringing a sense of purpose, joy, and connection that no purchase can match. Have you ever considered how your relationship with giving affects your financial well-being and inner peace? You don't need to be wealthy to give, you just need to be willing. Whether it's donating a small amount consistently, helping someone in need, or volunteering your skills, every act creates a ripple. And the more you give with intention, the more the universe responds in kind. So, here's the final lesson in this journey of sustainable wealth. Giving is not what you do after you become rich. It's how you become rich in the ways that truly matter. True abundance flows from generosity, and those who walk this path understand that the law of cause and effect is not a superstition, it's a universal truth. Wealth that flows from a heart of service is wealth that lasts. And there you have it, 6 powerful numbers carrying energy, insight, and intention as we move toward the big lottery draw on Wednesday, August 6th, 2025. Whether you see these numbers as symbols, signs, or just inspiration, remember, true fortune isn't only about chance, it's about clarity, alignment, and the quiet power of mindful action. If this video brought you insight or even a bit of encouragement, please like, share it with someone who might need it, and subscribe to The Journey of Wisdom for more videos that blend spiritual depth with practical guidance. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss our upcoming wisdom-filled content. May your path be guided by purpose, and may luck meet you where preparation has already begun. Thank you for being here. See you in the next video.